Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sport Champ Live Talk Show. I'm Bhushan Thakur, founder and editor in chief of Sport Champ, a sports education magazine, and your host for today's live talk show. We are happy to start an exclusive series on brain mapping in sports. We have a very special guest with us today, a professional life coach, Narendra Goidani, who believes inspired people do much more than non inspired people. Hence, the clarion call of Life School is Let's Inspire. As a professional life coach, Narendra has succeeded in inspiring people to pursue their dreams and explore their potentials. If you are looking for the best life coach in India, your search ends here. He has authored 15 books, is an advisor to TEDx Pune, board member of VIT College, founder of Keep Moving Movement, and an active blogger with over 42,000 subscribers across 44 countries. Welcome to the show, Naren, and thank you for accepting my invitation.
Thanks for having me, Bhushan. Looking forward to our lovely conversation.
Thank you, Naren. Naren, what do you think about this Sport Champ platform where we invite sports celebrities, sports professionals, educationers, administrators, and try to get deep insights of sports, which eventually help upcoming sports person in their journey of sports?
Bhushan, in today's world, every field is so competitive. The more the number of avenues by which somebody can get inspired, the better it is. Secondly, in the world of business, the top 100 can do really well. In a professional world, even the top 1,000 can do well. If I am the 98th big businessman in our country, I'll still be doing very well. If I am the 1,000th good doctor in our country, I'll still be doing really well. But in the world of sports, even if I'm second or third or fourth, I may struggle to make my ends meet. So the sharpness which is required for a sports person, the extra edge that is required for them to perform, the kind of pressure that they live with, and the kind of glare that they have of the whole world towards them. Every person in sports requires all the support, all the encouragement, and all the help. So I think what you are doing through Sports Champ, what you are attempting to achieve by getting people from different walks of life to come and talk and give insights and give inspiration and give motivation is something that every sports person in our country needs. So I'm very grateful to you that you have started this initiative, and all my best wishes to you, your audience, and every sports person out there.
Thank you so much, Naren. Thank you. Naren, we start our show with a Sport Champ challenge, and I'll ask you three words, and you have to tell me what first thing comes in your mind after listening to these words.
Okay, sure.
And my first word is faith.
Faith, life,
Sacrifice.
purpose,
Devotion.
the only way to do things.
Okay. Naren, what is life coaching and how this helps a person to achieve or explore his potential?
Hmm. See, normally, the best masseuse cannot do massage to themselves. The best heart surgeon cannot do cardiac surgery to themselves. Uh, and everybody needs somebody to look at them very objectively. As I live my life, I develop certain beliefs. And through those beliefs, I do the best that I can. It becomes very difficult for me to look at myself objectively and understand where is it that I have developed limiting beliefs? What is it that others are doing to move ahead with better speed? Therefore, I need somebody who can guide me. Most importantly, the person who guides me must be a person who believes in me. This is what life coaching is all about. A person who is your well wisher, a person who is very objective towards you, and therefore tells you what should be done, what could be done, and help you towards peak performance in your life. The second thing which a good life coach does is it always shows you not just what is possible, but what are the possibilities. What do I mean by this? What is the difference between these two? Let's say today Bhushan can run a 10-kilometer race. So, what is possible for Bhushan? 10 kilometers. Now, there if Bhushan becomes a little lazy, then a coach can say, Chalo, chalo, don't be lazy, it's time for you to get up. He fundamentally makes Bhushan accountable to him. All alone, Bhushan may not have got up that morning to go for his jog. But if there is a coach who says, Chalo, today you have to come and I'm already waiting, then it becomes little difficult for Bhushan to say no. He gets up even though lazily, goes for a run. At the end of running that 10 kilometer, he feels super excited and thankful to that coach. So this is called helping somebody to live by what is possible.
Correct.
The second element, which is very critical, is not just what is possible today, but what are the possibilities that you haven't even explored yet. Can you run a 42-kilometer full marathon? Can you run a Comrades which is about 90 kilometers? Now, Bhushan might believe, no, 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 not possible. And a coach might say, okay, why don't we attempt these three things and let's see what happens? And suddenly Bhushan realizes that 35 kilometers was easy, which means 42 can be done. So at one end, helping Bhushan to do what is already possible for him. And second, to show Bhushan what are the possibilities that he hasn't even explored yet. When this is translated in terms of life, this is what life coaching is all about.
Fantastic, Naren. Naren, do you have any sports background and in your childhood or now? And according to you, why someone should play any sport?
Okay. So till I was in 7th standard, I used to be a person whose favorite sports was eating food. I
Okay.
was really plump and my favorite pastime was food. Class ninth onwards, I became inclined towards sports. The first sports that I picked up was table tennis, and you'll be glad to know that.
Yes.
In class 10, I was the head boy of my school, and that year I went through a transformation. I used to participate in 6 external outdoor sports and 7 indoor sports. 40% of my time would go towards sports. So class
Wow.
10th, 11th, and 12th, I have played sports for 3 to 4 hours every day. And mind you, if there is any parent over there who believes sports takes time away from studies, I topped the boards in Bengal on class 10. I also topped the board in class 12. And I did that devoting 40% of my time to sports.
Wow.
Now, do I believe that people should play sports? I believe if you don't play sports, you are at a huge disadvantage. Why? I'm at home, I come to office, I go back home. On Sundays, I go for a little shopping, go to see a movie. I have no idea whether I have a fit body or not. I have no idea whether my internal organs are functioning properly or not. I take part in a outdoor sport, or for that matter, a indoor sport, but something which makes my body move. So I'm not speaking about chess, I'm not speaking about Ludo. I'm speaking about TT, which makes my body move. It can be basketball, it can be cricket, it can be anything which is an outdoor sport. When I do that, it reveals to me the fitness of my body. Two, in case I have got some kind of stress, anxiety, frustrations, sports helps me to just let it go. Three, I'm involved in activities pure fun for me. When we do work, we have to perform for us to run our homes. When I play sports, then I'm performing for fun. It makes me realize that even if I'm the best human being on this planet and the smartest sports person, I will not be able to win everything.
Correct.
It makes me understand the importance of failures, not only for me to stay humble, but also for me to remember that there is always scope of improvement. So I
Correct.
very deeply believe every human being on this planet should actively play sport till the last day of their life.
Superbly said, Naren. That leads to my next question is, we start playing sports to have fun, enjoyment, but later it get converted into stress because of too much expectation of performance. So how to create a
Hmm.
balance of that?
Hmm. So, Bhushan, this is my thinking. I think there is two ways to play sport. One, I play sport as a hobby. That is my release, that is my fun, that is my bonding time. And I create no pressure on myself, but purely enjoy that entire experience.
Correct.
Two, I play sports as a professional. Bhushan, there are a few parts to being a professional sportsman. One, I should enjoy the process. In psychology, there is something called resulting, which means I think I'm good only if there are results in my favor. Now, this is a very big trap because some days I'll play badly yet win, and someday I might be at my top yet not win. So, if I associate victory with self esteem, then I'm in a huge trap. It will be chaos for my mind over here. But if I enjoy the entire process of sports, I like the preparation, I like the atmosphere, I like the travel, I like the bonhomie, I like improving, I like the team which plays with me. If I enjoy the entire process, there will be days when I'll win and I'll take it properly in stride. There will be days when I lose and I will take properly in stride. You know, there is a saying, when I win, I should be grateful, and when I lose, I should be graceful.
Wow.
So, if that is my approach to sports, like I'm enjoying the process, I am fifth seed, I'm very happy with myself, and I'm focusing on my improvement. I'm not focusing on the improvement of others, I'm focusing on my improvement. Let's say, for example, tennis. If I'm doing my serve and my serve is going at 160 kilometers per hour, I'm looking at what is it that can be done to make it 175 kilometers per hour. Now, person who is let's say a lower seed than me, they might be doing at 130 kilometers per hour. And the person who's higher seed than me, they might be doing at 220 kilometers per hour. But that is not my botheration. My botheration is for 150, can I move to 165? From 160, can I move to 175? And what should I do for that? So, as long as I'm playing sports as a means to improve myself and have fun in the process, I will definitely do well. Now, as far as commercials are concerned, I think every sports person should learn how to build a network for themselves. Every sports person should know how to conduct themselves in interviews. Every sports person should behave and create that kind of an atmosphere around them, a brand around them, which makes another brand want to get associated with you. It is
Correct.
not just about how you play out there, but it is also about how do you play with respect to your networking and with respect to your branding. Any person who can do all these three, you will find they will do well for themselves in the world of sports and in the world of finance also.
Correct. Naren, in sports, there's a one of the biggest issue is fear of losing a point or a match. Because of that,
Hmm.
best never comes out. So
Hmm.
even this is done in during the practices, and then during the players are practicing fantastically well in the practice sessions.
Hmm.
But when it comes to matches, it's about fear of losing a
Hmm.
point or a match, and then their best is not out. So how players can practice to work on the same?
Hmm. So, Bhushan, if I have to go back to the answer that I gave you a little earlier,
Yes.
if I'm interested in enjoying the process and I'm not focused on result, I'm looking at right now in this scenario, let me give my 100% and let me do my best. At the end of the match, I will look at how to improve. So if my attitude is as simple as that, I'm going to enjoy playing this and I'm going to find out where is it that I can improve. I am not in the business of defeating someone. I am not in the business of being better than others. I'm in the business of enjoying the process and I'm in the business of improving myself. These two will be more than enough to help you to deal with any pressure and all pressure. And
Correct.
finally, I truly believe that if you are a sports person, you have no point to prove to anyone. You
Correct.
do not need to get anybody's approval on this planet. As long as you are enjoying the process and as long as you care to improve, forget about the world's opinion about you. If I may go a little off track, we live in a world which crucified Jesus Christ. We live in a world where Sita was asked to prove her purity. When people like Christ and Sita was not understood by the world, you and me, does it really matter what others think about us? So you focus on giving your 100%. In that process, enjoy yourself thoroughly. You have nothing to prove to anybody and be very, very mindful of the improvements which are possible for you. That said, this pressure business will not even come on your shoulders. That's my promise to you.
Super, super, Naren. Naren, confidence is not something which someone develop overnight. So, how and what
Yep.
needs to be done to develop self-confidence? Everyone wants to develop confidence, but no one wants to know, or no one knows how to work on it.
Okay. Bhushan, that's a beautiful question. I remember a couple of years ago, I was in IIM Bangalore and we were having a session in IIM Bangalore. And you know that the best of talent of the world finds their places in institutions like that. During a walk in IIM Bangalore, this question was also asked that though we are in IIM Bangalore, sometimes we don't feel very confident whether we'll get the right placement and then will we be able to perform or not. What do we do? So I told them confidence never comes from results. Confidence never comes from results. In fact, results can create undue pressure. Results can create stress. That's why Ash Barty, the current number one in women's tennis in the whole world, she's number one. She's 25 years old and she's quitting tennis. And she wants to do something else in her life. Now, she should be super confident, right? Because she's world number one. But it's not so. So, where does confidence come from? Confidence comes from two things. One, you knowing that you are on the right track, which means you're putting the right effort, you have the right coach, you are choosing the right equipments, you are attending the right tournaments. When you believe that you are on the right track, then you know sooner or later you will reach the destination. So, part one of confidence comes from being on the right track. Part two of confidence comes from improvement. And I cannot overstress on the word called improvement. When you are on the right track and you know you are improving, your confidence, even if you are seated 25th, your confidence will be as high as the person who's seated second, who is also on the right track and who also cares to improve. So just take care of these two things. Do you believe you are on the right track?
Correct.
Do you believe you are improving? If yes, you will surely be confident.
Super, super, Naren. Naren, self-analysis and monitoring is very important in sports, but many times it is ignored because of which many lack clarity. So, what needs to be done on the same? Because they don't know what to do next, because they are not monitoring their performances or their training sessions, and no analysis has been done.
Hmm. So, Bhushan, thankfully, we live in the world of data. And thankfully, we also live in a connected world. So, the data from other people's lives are also available to us.
Correct.
Create benchmarks. Always create benchmarks. So, benchmarking is a very, very powerful tool that helps you in self analysis. What do I mean by that? Let's say me and Bhushan both today can run 10 kilometers, and both of us decide to run 21 kilometers within a 3 months' time. Now, our benchmark is 21 kilometers, and our starting point is 10 kilometers. Now, if we compare notes every Sunday that Bhushan, what is the progress you have made? And Bhushan says, Naren, this Sunday morning, I could run about 15 kilometers and I completed 15 kilometers in about 1 hour 45 minutes. And Naren immediately realizes that he did 13 kilometers, and for 13 kilometers, he took 1 hour 52 minutes. Now, there is a benchmark because the beginning was the same, but the gradual progress has not been the same. The improvement has not been the same. Now I can discuss with Bhushan. Bhushan, what did you do? What was your process?
Correct.
And I discussed with Bhushan, this has been my process. And in this discussion, I will understand either I'm on the right track and improving at the right pace. Bhushan has something special, so he's improving greatly. Then no problems whatsoever. Or I will understand there are certain things that I could have done which I did not. It could be something as simple as I slept around 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, having gone to a get together at friend's place, and went for my run at 7 a.m. Now, 5 hours of sleep is not enough for a long run. And Bhushan would have slept for 7.5 hours. Now, if I have a benchmark and if we exchange notes, effortlessly I will understand what has been the gap, and I will be able to ensure that the same mistakes are not done again. So, benchmark yourself, compare notes with fellow competitors or people on the same road. And if you don't have that, find a good coach whom you can trust, and then trust that coach by blindly.
Correct.
This should work.
Naren, that leads to my next question: is consistency is so important on and off the playing arena, as you rightly
Yeah,
mentioned, sleeping time and get up time and everything, but it is seen
yeah.
that it is easy to start new thing but difficult to maintain it. So how to
Mm,
plan or prepare to be consistent, because that's the biggest issue among the
mm,
sports world, if I only want to talk about. So it's a biggest issue.
mm,
People want to learn new techniques, new things,
mm.
but maintaining is it's very difficult. So what you will suggest on the same?
So, I have two thoughts that I would like to share with you on this. First, that we have already discussed so far in today's interaction, and that is
Correct.
enjoying the process.
Correct.
I cannot be consistent in something that I don't like. I cannot be consistent in something where I have to push myself every day. So, point number one, do I really like it? Do I enjoy it? If not, then find something else where I can be consistent.
Correct.
So, step number one is really enjoying myself. Two, step number two is also understanding what is the right quantity for you.
Correct.
For example, I go on a diet, and my dietitian gives me a kind of a food chart which I know I will not be able to do for the rest of my life. I will do it for 8 weeks and drop about 6 to 8 kgs. But in the next 8 weeks, 8 to 10 kgs will come back. On the other hand, I have a dietitian who understands my lifestyle, who understands my training program schedules, and says, Naren, can you do one thing? You normally sleep around 11 p.m. Will it be possible for you to have your dinner latest before 8 p.m., ideally around 7:17, 7:15? And in case you get hungry around 10, 10:30, maybe a glass of coconut water or maybe milk with haldi. If you can just do this, let's say 350 out of 365 days in a year, You will drop 8 kgs, you will add 1 or 2 kgs, but you will always stay minus 6 or 7 kgs. I can visualize myself doing that consistently. Yeah, this can be a part of my life, and I really enjoy having my dinner before 8 p.m. So, somebody told me the right quantity of things to do. Not change completely, not change too small, but the right amount of change. So, if I have to run, and because I love to run, if Bhushan tells me, Naren, can you run 2 kilometers every day? I would say, darling, that's fabulous. That I can do. I'm super tired. I can still go for a 2 kilometer jog. Versus Bhushan telling me, come run for 8 kilometers, then run for 12 kilometers. I enjoy running, but that not that quantity. So me enjoying and then the right quantity. When these two things are together, Bhushan in any aspect of life. Let's say you know you have to read a lot. Now, if you start planning for 4 hours of reading, you will read for one day and then you may not read for 1 month. But if you schedule, okay, before my breakfast, before my lunch, before my dinner, I'm going to read only for 10 minutes. You have pegged those 3 times. 10 minutes you can definitely do. You can come on the breakfast table, start reading something, and in 10 minutes the breakfast is ready and you have your breakfast. This is completely doable. You can enjoy it and the quantity is right. Consistency will fall into place.
Super. Naren, my last question to you is how important is to create goals and targets in sports or life, and
Mm.
how to monitor the same to identify whether I'm on track?
So there was an archer called Howard Heel. He had the capacity to hit bullseye with the first arrow, and with the second arrow, split the first arrow into two.
Wow.
That was Howard Heel's capacity. Howard Heel participated in 284 archery tournaments in his life, and he won 284 times. Now imagine Howard Heel with that kind of a talent and expertise and capabilities, not having a target at all, not having a bullseye. What happens then? A ray of light through tube light gets scattered, but through a laser beam can cut through the toughest of materials.
Correct.
I believe every human being, irrespective of what they do in life, whether you are in sports, whether you are in governance, whether you are in profession, we need to have a few goals in life, not just one goal. We need to have a goals program in life. So I should have a physical goal. I should have a social goal. I should have a finance goal, a career goal. I should have a family goal. I should have these goals. These goals ensure that I live life on track. I don't get distracted. And therefore, it helps me to live this one life that I have to the best of my capabilities. So, goals are compulsory for anybody who wants to live this life as the best life possible for them. How do we monitor it? I would say have the right group of friends, have a right mentor, a coach, or a teacher who understands not only the technical aspects of goal setting, but who also understands you as a person, your likes and dislikes, your buttons, your capabilities. I would say this a million times. Think a lot before you decide whom to trust. But once you have decided to trust someone, now don't overthink on what they are saying. Plunge headlong into whatever they are saying. Have a target. Okay, with this person, for example, if I come to learn TT, I will tell Bhushan, darling, whatever you say, I'm going to do for the next 3 months. Tell me at the end of 3 months, with 100% cooperation from my side, what is it that we will be able to see? Let's create those milestones and goals. You run any tests that you want on me. I will do everything exactly the way you say or more. So you ask me to do 100 sit ups, I will do 110. But if I cooperate with you 100%, tell me what can I expect in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, whatever is the time we decide.
Correct.
And then we decide on milestones. Okay, in 1 year, if this is expected, how do I know in 1 month that we are on track? How do I know in 3 months that we are on track? How do I know in 6 months we are on track? Which means there is so much transparency between me and Bhushan. Bhushan is accountable to results. I am accountable to Bhushan, and that is the best way to set goals and go ahead.
Fantastically put, Naren. Naren, before we log off, what you'd like to address to all sports person and sports enthusiast of India?
I would say make sports as a part of, if not your daily routine, a weekly routine, and have lots of fun. And more importantly, play to improve and play very fair. Long time back, a person had asked me this question that if I cheat and I win, is it bad? Is it wrong? It's so competitive. If I don't win, then my career is gone. So if I cheat and win, is it not okay? And I remember the answer that I gave to him. I said, if you cheat and win, it's not called winning, it's called cheating. And,
Precise.
and winning is not about the world outside, about the cups that you get or the accolades you get or the sponsorships you get. The person whose heart you need to win is yourself. When we walk on the road with pride, it does not matter how much money we have, but it matters what kind of a life we have. Whether it's Mother Teresa, whether it's Mahatma Gandhi, whether it's Albert Einstein, the world will respect them for the kind of people they were and not just for the achievements they had. Greg Norman in golf. And I'm sure there must be so many people whom you know in life who feel pride in the way they live their life. So go for that. Use sports as a means to develop your character and have fun in life.
Fantastic, Naren. And thank you so much for taking out time and agreed to share these deep insights on brain mapping in sports, which will definitely inspire and motivate many. Thank you once again, Naren.
I'm so glad, and I wish that it was not a waste of your time,
Oh
um,
my God.
and you had a good time.
How- it's amazing. It's amazing. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Same here, dear. Same here. All the
Thank you,
best
Naren.
to all who are going to be with us.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Naren.
Chalo. Bye.
Dear viewers, I hope you must have enjoyed the show and learned a lot from this episode as I am. We'll keep on bringing such inspiring episodes which will guide many sports person in their journey of sports. Thank you so much.